Have you ever heard a silence so loud it deafens you? That was the silence that filled the space where my wife's "I love you too" used to be. It started 3 months ago. I'd roll over in our Chicago brownstone, kiss her shoulder, and whisper, "I love you," and back would come. Nothing, just a slight stiffening of her spine. Her phone screen, a cold blue rectangle in the dark, would be angled just slightly away from me, casting long shadows on the wall that felt like strangers in our room. The mystery wasn't if something was wrong, but how deep the rot had gone. I just never imagined the answer would be buried in a place I could never have prepared for. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel. Tell us where you're from and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. For 10 years, Sarah was my world. We built a life from nothing. I was a junior architect. She was finishing her law degree. We scraped by, sharing ramen in a tiny Lincoln Park apartment, dreaming of the life we have now. Or the life I thought we had. The first crack appeared on our anniversary. I'd booked a table at Alinea, a 3-month waitlist I'd pulled strings to get. She canceled an hour before, a flat text message swamped at work. I ate a steak alone at a diner on Clark Street, the empty seat across from me a gaping wound. That night, she came home smelling of wine I didn't recognize and a perfume that was in hers. The strange behavior became a pattern. Late nights at the office turned into entire weekends. She'd take calls in the bathroom with the water running, her voice a low, urgent murmur. I found a receipt from the Langham Hotel tucked into her coat pocket, a room for 2, champagne service. When I asked, her eyes went cold. It was a corporate retreat, Alex. Are you checking my pockets now? The question was an accusation designed to make me the villain. She was a master manipulator, twisting my concern into paranoia. She and him, whoever he was, felt untouchable. They were living one life, and I was living in the ruins of another. The breaking point came on a Tuesday. I came home early, a bouquet of her favorite lilies in my hand, wanting to try again. I heard voices from our bedroom. Her voice light and laughing in a way I hadn't heard in years, and his. A man's voice, deep and smug. "He has no idea, does he?" he asked. And Sarah laughed. "He believes every word I say." I stood there, flowers wilting in my fist, my heart turning to ice in my chest. The floor fell out from under me. I backed away, silent, and walked out of the house. I drove until the city lights of Chicago were a faint glow in my rearview mirror, and I sat in a dark parking lot. I finally completely broke. But something new grew in that brokenness: strategy. The next morning, I was no longer a husband. I was an architect of a different kind, designing not a building, but a downfall. I hired a private investigator, a grizzled ex-cop, who knew the city's secrets. I needed proof. Undeniable, soul-crushing proof. He delivered. Photos of them kissing outside a restaurant in the West Loop. Audio recordings of their calls filled with our stolen future. His name was Mark, a senior partner at her firm. They weren't just having an affair. They were planning to gut my finances in the divorce she was about to demand, using a fabricated story of my instability. I began setting my traps, legally. I moved our shared assets into protected accounts. Every move documented by my lawyer, citing Sarah's erratic financial behavior. Socially, I planned a party, a huge celebration for Sarah's promotion at the firm. I invited everyone, our friends, our family, her colleagues, the firm's managing partners. The stage was set. The night of the party, our home, was filled with laughter and champagne. Sarah was radiant, holding court, Mark by her side, the two of them exchanging subtle, triumphant glances. They thought they had one. I tapped a glass for a toast. The room quieted. I raised my glass. "To my wife, Sarah," I began, my voice steady. "She's taught me so much about ambition, about partnerships." I looked directly at Mark, and about the fine print. Then, on the large projector screen I'd set up for a slideshow of our memories, the first image appeared. Not us in Paris, but Sarah and Mark, locked in an embrace outside the Langham. The room went silent. Then came the audio. Her voice, his voice, their plans to ruin me. The color drained from Sarah's face. The managing partner stared, mouths agape. Her family looked at her with horror. It was a symphony of destruction. She was exposed utterly and completely. The aftermath was swift. She was fired. Family disowned her. Mark was suspended, his own wife filing for divorce the next day. The legal battle was short. My evidence was absolute. She walked away with nothing but the clothes on her back and the public shame that clung to her like a shroud. I got the house, our savings, our life, but winning felt hollow. The silence she left behind was different now. It wasn't a question anymore. I still live in the house we built together, but the echoes of her laughter are gone. Sometimes late at night, I walk past the bedroom, and I can almost hear that silence again, the one that started it all. It's the sound of a promise breaking, the end.